Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. It is the middle of a work day. We were off today because of a special election. I live here in Northern Virginia, and so with that being said, our school was one of the polling places, so school was closed. Um, so when I finished working, which I actually got to finish up about an hour earlier than usual. Actually, about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours earlier than usual. I decided to come in my sewing room. First, I checked on an order that I placed a few days ago to Missouri Star Quilt Company. I ordered the, oh gosh, what is it called? Our History in Stitches. I think it's called a Crazy Quilt Embroidery Kit. I ordered that, and I have Dana to blame for it. Thank you, Dana. She gets me in good trouble sometimes, you know. But every time she sends me something via text and says, "Have you seen this?" I'm usually getting in trouble. So this was no different. And what she sent me, I had not seen. So I checked out the video, which was a recent, or I believe it was recent, Missouri Star Quilt Company video. I think Natalie is the one that did the video on the Crazy Quilt and, introducing this kit and so forth. And so I watched it. And then I'm watching it and I'm like, I really believe I've seen this before. And as I went back through Missouri Star Quilt Company's videos, I found the one that Jenny Doan did 13 years ago. And I thought, 13 years ago? I've been doing this? I've been doing it longer than 13 years, but oh my goodness. So um, I decided to order the kit, and it should be here, like I said, in a couple of days. But then with seeing that, I thought I probably should get in the sewing room and start cutting down some of this fabric and getting ready for that kit to get here. Um, of course, it's going to take me a minute. Yeah, it's going to take me a minute to get I'm not cutting down all of my fabrics. Again, like I said, there are a few. Oh, I didn't say that. Sorry. There are a few fabrics that I'm not going to be cutting down. This one, for example, it's waxy on the outside. On the back side, it's just plain. I want to say this is cotton, but I don't know. Let's see. I got this from my mom's things. And no, it's just waxy on the front side. The back side is not waxy. So I'm not cutting this down. I'm actually going to use this to make bowl covers if I can. If not, I'll have to find something else to do with it because it's really, really pretty. I guess I could make snack bags. I don't know. We'll see. But it's got mushrooms. Listen, lemons, onions, cucumbers. What is that? Strawberries, garlic, pineapple. Yeah, celery. So I won't be cutting that down. I'll have to find something else to do with it. And then this was in my stash, and I really don't want to cut this up. Dana is doing a coffee quilt. I'm not a coffee drinker. So if I did one, and those are coffee beans, but if I did one, it would end up being a tea quilt because, again, I don't drink coffee. I'm not a coffee girl. And then there's this one it's a pretty good chunk on here. And I thought, this is just too pretty for me to cut up. So I'm holding on to this one. And when I find the right pattern, I will use this to make, I'll use that to have as one of the main fabrics in a few blocks or whatever. But this is what I've cut down so far. And I am just randomly cutting fabrics. The size is more than a fat quarter for sure. But I'm just cutting down fabrics that I'll be using in the Crazy Quilt or Crazy Quilts, because I'm fairly certain that there will be several. And then one of my goals is to go to the thrift store and buy men's shirts because I don't have any clothing here that I'm going to be cutting up of my own. But I would like to make one of the crazy quilts out of clothing, which was the tradition, that the crazy quilt was made from clothing scraps, um, or clothing pieces from, people within the household or family or what have you, as they got too small or too worn or whatnot. So I don't have any of those. So I'm going to go to the thrift store and, make up my own. Um, but I thought I would bring you along while I cut down some of these fabrics. And when I tell you I am doing random cuts, I'm not measuring, I'm just cutting. Um, I've had these fabrics, and this is just not, I have these now, but what I'm doing is as I cut them down, I stack them over here and then I go take them back, and then I bring another pile out. I have 3 shelves full of fabric, and I am, yeah, anywho. So, gonna bring you along, let you join me. I'm gonna watch a video on my phone, which is typically what I do when I'm in my sewing space, or on my TV, but since the TV is to my back, I can't watch it. I don't want to keep turning around. I'm gonna watch a video on my phone, which I think it's a quilting video I pulled up. And I'm going to be cutting down this fabric, and you're going to get to join in and watch. Grab a beverage, a project that you're working on, whatever the case may be. And if you don't choose to stay along for the rest of this video, I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully it will be of more interest to you. And yeah, let's get going. Again, no rhyme or reason with how I'm cutting this fabric. Now see, there's not much left on here. And oh, this is an old Joann's fabric. How cool is that? I don't plan to use all of this, so how do I want to do this one? And it's nice and thick. Like, this is an old Joann's fabric. Do I even have the year? No. Nope, I don't. So I'm just going to cut a good sized chunk out of this. And I will use the ruler for this because I don't want to cut all of it. Now, this is a substantial amount of fabric, and I had another one that I just put up a little bit ago. I did not cut it. Excuse me. And the reason I did not cut it is because it is quite a bit of fabric, and I would rather put that, can you see it? I would rather put that with a couple of other fabrics and make an entire quilt. So that one does not get cut down. Another one I have a good amount of. I'm going to put those together. And the other one I put up, I'll get it and put it together as well. So that when I decide, and these are the kind of fabrics I love. I don't know. I mean, these are older fabrics, but this is what I love. These older fabrics. I'm not a modern fabric kind of quilt girl. I'm just not. They just do not catch my fancy. If I could get into someone's stash of fabric from the 90s and 2000s, their quilt fabrics, oh, I would be good. I would be really good. Now, I'm not going to cut this one down. I don't know why I don't have it with my holiday fabrics, but I'm not going to cut that one down. Oh, I think this is another one I'm not going to cut down, because there's a good amount of this one, and I think this would make a really cute strawberry quilt, just because. So I'm not going to cut that one down either. I'll put that with those. Now this one, this looks like a panel. Let's see what this is. It is a panel. Or two. Yeah, it is a panel. I really wish back then they would have put the year and all that good information. Anyway, yeah, I'm not cutting that one down. I'm going to see if I can find some fabrics to match all the colors and just make a quick quilt with that. Just keep expanding the borders on it, on that panel. So I'll put that with what I'm not cutting down. And this is the last one of the group I have of cutting down. All right, gonna go put this stack back and get another one. Be right back. This is not my style at all, but those flowers are gorgeous. I'm kind of thinking I could fussy cut that flower and let it be the center of some of my crazy quilt blocks. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm going to set this one to the side and think on that one. Oh, look how cute. Look how cute. That is adorable to me. But I see I've cut, well, it's not me. I think this was something my mom cut. It is, because she was working on some projects and she did fussy cutting of the fruits. And so this is cut in all different kind of sizes and pieces. Let's see here. I don't want to cut this one. If you have any ideas of what I could do with this fabric, leave it in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on this one. It's got pears, apples, watermelon, cherries, blueberries, strawberries, grapes. Let me know what ideas you come up with that I could use this fabric for. I'll put that one to the side for now. Oh, this is so pretty. This is so pretty. I love these fabrics. They're so, I mean, these are really thick cotton fabrics. I think I want to use this as a backing on a baby quilt. Yep. Guys, I think I'm getting in trouble here. I'm finding more fabrics I don't want to cut than fabrics I do want to cut. Well, it's not that many. But still, I can't complain though. I've got a good fair amount of fabric that I've already cut. Now this one, it looks like denim, but it is not. And I'm wondering, there's quite a bit here. It's another one I'm not going to cut. You know, it's something about when you touch your fabrics and you really get to see them, that you kind of get these ideas of what you can do with them. And I just, yeah, just not going to do it. Because I'm like, oh, I could do this with, I'm putting them to the side because I'm going to actually write down some things that I could do with it. Now this one, yeah, I'm not cutting that one down at all. I'm thinking I may make a garden quilt because I love to garden, and I think that would just be pretty. I have to come up with some other fabrics, either with some, I don't know if I could, look at this. That's gorgeous. I love it. That is too cute. Zinnias, daisies, carrots, watermelon, corn. Oh, look at the ladybugs on there. Yeah, I'm not cutting that one down either. Not cutting that one down. I'm putting those to the side though so that I can come up with some ideas of what to do with the I'm not cutting this one down either. I love it. This is not working. This is not working. Am I the only one? Oh my goodness, this next one. Okay, this next one I could put with this somehow, some way. Look at this. I think that would be a cute quilt, a lap quilt of some sorts. But how could I incorporate that? Like, I don't even know if I have enough to do anything with it. Oh, I don't know. Oh, it's cut into pieces. I don't know what I could do with this. Okay, here's another one, guys. I'm thinking, though, that I could... But this is kind of... I don't know. You know what? I could make an apron. I could make an apron with this one and this. I don't know how, though. Okay. I'm not cutting either of these up. I'm going to put them together because I think I can make some type of apron. Whoop, broke that one. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me your thoughts. Okay, this one, along with this one, I'm thinking, and a third fabric I could make blocks with. What blocks? I don't know, but I'm going to hold on to the two of these. Those will go together. This I really could make it. Oh, okay, Tasha, you're getting sidetracked. Squirrel. All of the possibilities. And as you see, like I said, there is no rhyme or reason to my cutting. I am just cutting. Guys, I came in here with a stack. I cut 2 fabrics. That's it. But I think it's good because I'm putting my hands on these fabrics, and I have not done that since I've moved them from, like, really looked at them since I moved these fabrics from Texas to here. So I think this is good for me to go through these fabrics and really look at them, kind of think along some ideas of things that I could do or want to do with them. So yeah, Be right back. Gotta go get another stack. I brought a really good size stack with me this time. Let's see what we come up with on this, okay? Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? I think that's just adorable. And since I have a good amount of it, I'm gonna roll it on one of these boards. And by that, can you tell that means I'm not gonna cut into it? I think that's enough fabric that I could use it. And this is an old Robert Kaufman fabric. Wow. Called Paper Doll. I think I'm gonna hold on to this. Gotta refold that. I don't know where I got it from. That would not be true. These, I think, are fabrics. Most of these fabrics, all of these fabrics pretty much were given to me, with the exception of maybe 10 or so of them. By a very dear friend who used to quilt and got out of it, stopped quilting, and said, "You are welcome to have all of my fabric if you want it." And I did. And so I went and got her stash. So these are inherited fabrics, most of them from her. Some of them are from when I started learning how to quilt. There was, well, I have to share my testimony, maybe for another day. When I started learning how to quilt, there was another lady who bought me, I say my first machine, but my husband had gone to like Walmart and bought me a Singer sewing machine. And I think I sewed on that machine one time and then it went kerplunk. And I vowed to never sew anything again. But then when I was introduced to quilting, they asked me, did I have a machine? And I said no. So they loaned me one of theirs. And then one of the ladies from another group that I was introduced to, she sewed clothing. She had taught her daughters how to sew and all the things. And she said, "You and your daughters really need to learn how to sew." And I agreed. Would that go with that? I think so. So we're going to put that on a piece of cardboard and keep it moving. And I said, I agree. And I said, but I don't have a reliable sewing machine. The one that I have, can't get it to work. So on and so forth. And she said, I'm going to come get you. So we met up at a mutual friend's house. And we met up with a mutual friend, went to a Bernina dealer, and she bought me an entry-level Bernina sewing machine. Not entry, it was still basically entry level. It was like the second tier entry level. And I will have my hands on that sewing machine soon enough. I'll put that over there. As I am going back to Texas to get the remainder of my things. Yeah, I'm not going to use this in anything. So that'll go. But she bought me the machine, and then she said, well, now you need some projects to work on. And she gave me, this is one of the fabrics she gave me. There are several other pieces that she gave me. This one is one of those that she gave me. This is too cute to cut. This should be in a quilt. We're going to hold on to this one. Yeah, it's enough of it that I can use it to make blocks. Does this go with that? Does that go? No, it does not. It does not. I still have quite a bit of it if I want to use it as a background fabric for some quilt or other. I have enough to do so. This is one I did buy. And it is so bright and this is like a no for me. Do I want to use red in this quilt? Because I don't want it to bleed. I would need to pre-wash this several times over just to make sure that it doesn't bleed. So for that reason, I'm going to say no at this time. Not because I like it, but because I want to pre-wash it so that it does not bleed on my other fabrics. So I'm going to put that one to the side over here for now. I have quite a bit of this one too. I think I'm going to hold on to this one because I could use it to piece a backing. And it's got quite a bit of red, and I would want to pre-wash it as well. So let me actually put these two over here so that I can remind myself to pre-wash those. This one is really, really thin, and the reason I'm going to use this one because this makes me think of shirting. So like if you had a piece of clothing, this is what this feels like to me. And I think it would go perfectly in this quilt. So tell me what you guys are working on. Any new projects? Any works in progress? Any unfinished projects? Well, this is another one I don't think I'm going to cut into. I'm not doing well, am I? It's okay. It's okay. It's really okay. But I can make blocks with those. This one I did buy. And it's, oh wow, this is old Andover fabrics. That's an old fabric. But again, it doesn't give you the year, and I hate that. This is more like a Christmassy kind of fabric to me. But I could be wrong. This was, of course, an inherited fabric. This is one from, this is not a quilting fabric, or it is, but it's one of those that, no, it's not. It's a cotton, but it's not a quilting cotton. This was one from the lady that was teaching us to sew clothing. I'll take a good chunk out of that. No rhyme, no reason, just cutting. And that's all I plan to do today is cut. So, since that's all I'm going to be doing today, I'm going to get quiet and let you guys just be entertained by my many fabrics. You want to know a funny story about this fabric? This fabric is a replica of a fabric from my high school days. When I was in high school, I took home ec, and we had to, of course, we learned to do the cooking and all of that stuff. But in the sewing part for the semester, the second semester, we had to make a outfit, and then we had to wear it to school. And me and this other girl, we were friends at the time, and we, ironically, on separate days, went to the store, Walmart, and bought the exact same fabric, made the exact, we picked out the same fabric and the same pattern. And so you didn't tell what you were working on, and we were in separate classes. You didn't tell what you were working on outside of your class, so that all the classes, that didn't work. So all the classes had something different, or so we thought. And she and I were in different classes. We were both in home ec for the second semester, but hers was later in the day, mine was in the morning. And when we wore our outfits to school that day, we rode the same bus. Rode the bus, got on the bus. I was on the first. Then she got on the bus a little later, and she just stopped dead in her tracks, and I just kind of sat there. And we're looking at each other. Now, prior to that, we were friends. So between starting the class, we were friends, and then towards the end of the class, by the time we had to wear our outfits, we were not friends. You know how high school is, right? Kind of cliquish. Robert Horton. And so she was a little perturbed with me, and that I had the audacity to have the same fabric that she had. There's quite a bit of this. I'm going to hold on to it because I can piece a backing or use it for some fussy cutting. I think I would piece a backing with this one. Yeah, my pile's getting bigger. Now this one is one of my mom's, and I don't think this is a cotton. Doesn't feel cottony. Doesn't look like cotton. Let's see. This reminds me of like a flour sack. And I know this is my mom did fussy cutting of the ribbon and the flowers, and she did decoupaging with it. Donna Harkman. Morning Glory border. Yep, and there's the border. Same border on this end. What could I use that for? And you can see the cuts my mom made because she did fussy cut. I don't know. I'm not going to do anything with it. I just love the fact that it was something my mom had. You know what? I'm going to make some cloth napkins with this. And now that I'm actually, probably need to get me some sticky notes so I can write out what I'm thinking of doing with these fabrics. I think that would be pretty. Probably need some rubber bands to kind of keep these together. Do with the rest of those. Oh, that's cute. What am I supposed to do when I find cute fabrics? And I can't fathom cutting them up. Am I the only one? I can't be the only one. I really cannot be the only one. It's so cute. It's so cute. I'm going to hold on to it a little longer. I can't. So I guess my next mission after or during this crazy quilt is to start looking for some patterns that I can make. I can use this as a backing. I have a lot of this. What was I saying? Oh God, I hate these squirrel moments. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know what I was saying. I'm going to take all of this because I'm not going to use this for anything. And I know I'm not. I don't like it. It's not a fabric that I like or love. That's pretty. Oh, that broke. Oh, that one didn't break. How much of this do I have? And when I say I'm going to take the whole, like this is not going to all be used in this crazy quilt. Like when I use what I'm going to use, then I can take the rest of it because this is not going to be the last scrappy quilt that I make. I can use it in a different scrappy quilt, but it'll be ready to go. Same here. This is not a, oh, I love it, but I think it would be good in a scrappy, crazy quilt type kind of thing. Same, but since there's quite a bit of this, I think I'll just take a chunk out of here. And even with this, I could take it and make, because there's still quite a bit here, I could do blocks with it. So Another red, another red. I'm putting those to the side. Another yellow, a different yellow. Will that go? It will. So we're going to put this with those other yellows. And I need to get me some rubber bands. I really, really do. Oh, look. Another one. Another one. Oh my goodness. How cute. How cute. I love it. All right. This will go with these. I have apron written on there. I could do a double-sided reversible apron. Kind of thing. Don't know. Let's see. Let's pin those together. Clip those together. All right. Okay, so these are the last two stacks, bundles, whatever, of fabric from my shelves. And this so far is what I have cut. I did not bring out any of my holiday fabrics because I know I'm not going to bother with any of those. So I had Christmas, I had St. Patrick's, I had Valentine's, and not a holiday, but I had American. I had a piece that's a backing piece that's got American flags, and I had some other American flag fabrics. I didn't pull those out because I know I'm not going to cut those down or anything like that. Eventually, at some point, I will hopefully at some point I'll be a proud American again, and I will make a quilt with those fabrics. We shall see. Or maybe I just make it and remember when. Um, so what I have left, let's see here. Let's start with this. Look, check this out. Now, I have to make a quilt for camping. And when I go to Texas soon, I will be bringing back all of our camping gear, and we will get to go camping and introduce that favorite pastime to my grandsons. And I think a camping quilt would be fitting. Now, the thing is, would I want to cut this into pieces and use it for, excuse me, I'm so sorry. The question is, would I want to piece this, cut this and piece it, or would I want to use it as a backing? And I would have to add to it because there clearly is not enough for this to be a backing. I don't know. I'm leaning more towards this being a backing and like the quilt being like double-sided. That's what I'm leaning towards. And then I would just put borders around this until it's big enough to be the backing or piece the backing. So it would just, I don't know, use browns. I don't know. But I think this is too cute. The hot dogs, the s'mores, the burgers, the hot cocoa, the chips, the popcorn, just all of the things, the biscuits, the coffee kettle. Like really? This is just look, the pancake maker. adorables. The marshmallows. This just brings back so many lovely, lovely memories and thoughts of my childhood. So I'm putting that over here because that's all foods and fabrics like that. Um, so yeah, I have all of the, look, this one I'm not cutting down at all. Not with these butterflies on there. I am not cutting that down. I'm going to use this as a backing. And um, is it enough to be a backing? Absolutely not, which would mean that I would need to piece it because there's no way that's enough for a backing. And this is what? This is a keepsake calico. I think that, can you even see it? The colors are phenomenal. The fact that all these butterflies are all, like, I love this. Dana from Essence of Me, she would absolutely love it too. This would be her jam. So I'm not cutting this down. I'm going to put it on a board and use it as, I think I need to fold it down a little bit more. Yeah. I will use this as a backing. It would have to be a pieced backing. And I am okay with that. But I am not cutting that down. That is just too gorgeous. So I would have to find a quilt that I would love to make, a pattern that I would love to make, and then be able to have this as the backing. And the front would just have these colors in it. So I have to figure that out. But this is the last of the little bit. And I'm not going to bore you with the rest of this cutting. I think you've probably seen more than enough. I'm going to go on and get this little bit cut down. Go through it and see what I'm going to cut down actually. And then go from there. But I think I have a very good stash of fabrics. I think this is a good, and this is, now these are just the ones that I've cut into chunks. But I still have a bin of stash fabrics, not stash fabrics, a bin of, Lord, not stash fabrics, fat quarters that I have done absolutely nothing with. Nothing. Never have. And I don't foresee me doing anything with them in the near future, except that I'm going to use them in this crazy quilt. So I am anticipating several crazy quilts in my future. Maybe I make enough so that when we all sit down to watch TV or whatnot, we each have one. Maybe I use them to give away. I don't know. But I know I will have several of them. And I think maybe not do all of them crazy quilts, or maybe make them all crazy quilts and give each of my children one. I don't know. I honestly do not know. I'm going to put this with the fabric I plan to use as backings. Oh, I took them back in there already. So I'll put that to the side. But I love the color of this. We shall see. I don't know. So on that note, guys, oh, there's another one with butterflies. I've made a baby quilt with this one. Oh, and I think it's just adorable. Absolutely adorable. But with that, I am going to go in this video for now. And the next time you see that stack of fabrics that I've cut is when I begin my crazy quilt. I want to thank you each for joining me today. Hope I didn't bore you too much. As we begin this prep for the crazy quilt. Let me know in the description box. Glory. It's getting into the evening. It's time for dinner and bed, I think. I can't talk now. Let me know in the comment section if you've ever done a crazy quilt. And if you have not, if you ever plan to do a crazy quilt, that would be a pretty awesome project to have several people doing it all at the same time and kind of sharing along the way their progress. But let me know in the comments what you're working on, what you're thinking about working on, what you're planning on working on. And then, like I said, if you've ever done a crazy quilt, I should show you. Minus this. This is for a fall quilt that I plan to make sometime in the future. And maybe minus this that I plan to use in a boy's quilt. I have more superhero comic kind of fabrics, but just trying to make sure. Yeah. When I say I have fat quarters that I still have not touched, haven't used for anything, and plan to add to this whole stack of fabric that I've cut, I think I have plenty of fabric to work with. I think I have plenty. Yeah. So this crazy quilt, or crazy quilts, I think will be absolutely phenomenal. Now, at this point, I don't plan to do anything else with these. I've got them cut down into big chunks. We will see what the pattern says when I get it, if I need to cut it down further or how much further I need to cut it down. I know I will need to cut it down. How much further, I don't know. We will find out when I get the pattern and the kit and all of that good stuff. But in the meantime, and in between time, I am going to somehow fit all of that fabric in here put it away and wait for the kit to arrive. So all of this is fabric that I plan to use in future Scrappy quilts, be it crazy quilts, be it just I cut it down into 2.5-inch squares and just do a whole quilt of 2.5-inch squares. Whatever the case may be, this is all for Scrappy quilting. I think I've got a pretty good stash here. All right, guys. Now, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.